Chosen one, you are an angel disguised in human form. Even Lucifer envies your power. You are not hearing this by accident, and if you turn away now, you could miss a blessing that has been waiting for you for years, a breakthrough that is closer than your next breath. When I call you an angel disguised in human form, I am revealing that I placed something eternal inside you that darkness cannot copy or destroy. Lucifer envies your power because he sees the light you carry even when you doubt it, and he knows that your obedience to me shakes foundations he once tried to control. This is why your life has felt like a battlefield, because the enemy recognizes your assignment before you do. Comment, Amen. You are disguised because I chose to wrap heavenly purpose in ordinary flesh so that humility would guard you and pride would not consume you. The power you carry is not loud or arrogant. It is steady, patient, and anchored in my spirit. It shows up when you forgive instead of retaliate, when you pray instead of panic, and when you stand back up after being pushed down. Lucifer envies that strength because he lost his place through pride, and you keep yours through surrender. He cannot understand how someone who has suffered so much still chooses love, and that is what exposes him. From the beginning I marked you with compassion that feels deeper than the world can explain. You walk into rooms and shift atmospheres without even trying, because my presence rests on you like a quiet fire. You have felt different your whole life, sometimes lonely, sometimes misunderstood, and that is part of the disguise. Angels do not belong to the systems of this world, and neither do you, even though you live among them. Your difference is not a flaw, it is evidence of heaven's imprint. I need you to understand what is about to unfold in your life, because awareness strengthens your steps. When you recognize who you are in me, fear begins to lose its grip and confusion starts to fade. The enemy has worked hard to make you question your worth, to distract you with shame and old failures, because if you fully awaken to your calling, he loses ground. Your prayers have more authority than you realize, and your tears have watered seeds that are about to rise. If this is touching your heart, like the video, you have survived storms that should have broken you, and you wondered why you were still standing. The reason is simple and powerful. I have been standing within you. Lucifer envies your power because you endure with grace instead of rebellion. He sees that when pressure increases, you cling to me instead of turning away, and that loyalty carries weight in the spiritual realm. What looks like weakness to others is strength in my sight. There were nights when you cried alone and thought no one noticed your pain. I was there, counting every tear and strengthening you in ways you did not see. An angel disguised in human form feels deeply, loves deeply, and hurts deeply, yet still chooses faith. That choice is what terrifies the enemy. Comment 1212. You may not see wings on your back, but you carry my authority in your spirit. You have been protected from accidents, from traps, from relationships that would have destroyed you, because your assignment is not finished. There were doors that closed, and you thought it was rejection, yet it was my shield around you. Lucifer envies that covering because he cannot break what I have sealed. He tries to distract you, but he cannot cancel what I have written. Your power is not about controlling others or proving yourself. It is about reflecting my heart in a world that has grown cold. Every time you choose kindness when bitterness would be easier, you shine. Every time you speak truth with love, you release light. The enemy envies that influence because it spreads without force and multiplies without noise. You have felt spiritual attacks in subtle ways, through doubt, sudden discouragement, and heavy thoughts that seem to come from nowhere. Those moments are not random, they are reactions to the light within you. Darkness responds to light by trying to dim it, but it cannot extinguish what I have ignited. Remember that you are not fighting alone. I surround you with protection that you cannot always see, but always benefit from. I am preparing you for a season where your identity will no longer be hidden from your own understanding. You will start to see patterns of protection, patterns of favor, and patterns of divine timing that confirm what I am telling you now. The envy of Lucifer will turn into frustration as he watches doors open that he tried to seal shut. Your obedience will unlock blessings that ripple into your family and beyond. Stay close to me and your steps will remain steady. Do not measure your worth by the opinions of those who misunderstand you. They see only the human form, not the heavenly calling wrapped inside it. I see the full picture, the resilience, the quiet courage, the compassion that refuses to die. You are chosen not because you are perfect, but because you are willing. That willingness makes you powerful in ways the enemy cannot imitate. There were times when you felt overlooked, as if your kindness went unnoticed and your sacrifices meant nothing. But I was shaping you in hidden places where applause does not reach. Angels do not seek recognition, they seek obedience, and you have shown me obedience in quiet ways. Every time you held your tongue instead of speaking harm, you grew stronger. Every time you chose integrity over convenience, your authority increased. You sometimes question why your heart feels heavier than others, why you sense things deeply and carry the burdens of those around you. That sensitivity is not weakness, it is awareness. I allowed you to feel deeply because you are called to intercede, to stand in the gap, to pray for people who do not even realize they need covering. Lucifer envies that role because he cannot create compassion. He only distorts and accuses, while you restore and uplift. What if a tiny 7-second brain ritual could erase your debt and open the door to real abundance? A leaked CIA document has revealed a simple 7-second method now helping everyday people get out of debt and draw in wealth. Tested by 4 leading neuroscience labs, this easy home practice is turning money problems into better lifestyles. People are getting new homes, cars, and travel experiences. But this information could be removed at any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it disappears. You have noticed that when you begin to move forward, resistance suddenly appears. Plans get delayed, misunderstandings arise, old fears try to resurface. This is not coincidence, it is reaction. Darkness reacts when light advances, and you carry light wherever you go. But remember this clearly, resistance does not mean defeat. It often means you are close to something significant. I have protected you from alliances that looked promising but carried hidden danger. There were conversations that could have trapped you, yet something inside urged you to step back. That inner nudge was my spirit guiding you away from harm. Lucifer envies your discernment because he knows it limits his access. The more you trust my guidance, the less influence he has over your path. You have been tested in loyalty, you have been tested in patience. You have been tested in humility. These tests were not punishments, they were preparation. An angel disguised in human form must learn to walk in human weakness while holding heavenly strength. There are moments when you feel tired of being strong, tired of being the one who understands, forgives, and carries hope. I see that exhaustion, and I am renewing you even now. You do not have to generate your own power. Your strength flows from me like a river that never runs dry. Lucifer envies that source because he cut himself off from it through pride. You have been underestimated by people who judged you by appearances. They did not see the spiritual authority resting quietly on your life. They saw gentleness and mistook it for fragility. They saw calmness and assumed passivity. But heaven sees a warrior who fights without shouting and wins without boasting. In the coming days, you will begin to notice subtle shifts. Conversations will align in your favor. Opportunities will appear at moments that feel perfectly timed. Clarity will replace confusion that has lingered for too long. These are not random blessings. They are confirmations that you are stepping into alignment with who you truly are. Lucifer envies your power because it grows through surrender, not rebellion. Every time you choose to trust me, instead of leaning on fear, you strengthen your spiritual position. Every time you forgive someone who hurt you, you break chains that were meant to bind you. Every time you pray for those who misunderstand you, you rise higher than the attack. You may not see the spiritual battles fought on your behalf, but they are real. There have been assignments sent against your peace, your family, and your future. Yet I have stationed protection around you that cannot be bribed or intimidated. You are guarded because your calling carries weight. Do not confuse delay with denial. Some of the things you have asked for are still forming behind the scenes. Timing matters, character matters, alignment matters. When the moment is right, what I release into your life will not slip through your hands. You are learning to see yourself through my eyes instead of through the lens of past mistakes. That shift changes everything. Shame loses power when you accept my forgiveness. Doubt weakens when you remember my promises, and fear retreats when you stand in my presence. Lucifer envies your power because he knows that even your scars testify to my faithfulness. The very areas where you were attacked have become places of strength. What was meant to silence you has refined your voice. What was meant to isolate you has deepened your dependence on me. I am inviting you into greater awareness of your authority. Speak life over your circumstances instead of rehearsing defeat. Pray boldly instead of apologizing for your needs. Walk confidently even when you cannot see the full map. Angels do not require full visibility to obey. They move at my command. There will be moments when old insecurities try to whisper that you are not enough. Those whispers are echoes of past wounds, not present truth. You are enough because I chose you. You are equipped because I filled you. You are protected because I claimed you. As you continue forward, let gratitude anchor you. Gratitude keeps pride from taking root. It keeps your heart soft and your spirit open. The enemy cannot operate effectively where gratitude flows freely. It confuses him because he expects bitterness, not praise. You are not meant to hide who you are anymore. The disguise was necessary for growth, but awareness is necessary for impact. You do not need to announce your calling loudly, simply live it. Your consistency will speak louder than any declaration. Remember that you are human, and that humanity is not a limitation. It is the vessel through which my love reaches others. Even when you feel ordinary, my extraordinary power works through you. Even when you feel unseen, heaven records your faithfulness. Lucifer envies your power not because of what you own, but because of who you belong to. Ownership by me gives you access to peace that he cannot counterfeit. It gives you joy that does not depend on circumstances. It gives you hope that survives disappointment. Stay rooted in prayer. Stay anchored in my presence. Stay aware of the light you carry. The journey ahead will require courage, but you have already proven that courage lives within you. I am not asking you to become something new. I am revealing what you have been all along. Lucifer envies your power because your authority is rooted in love, not control. He once tried to exalt himself above my throne, and that pride severed him from true glory. You, on the other hand, grow stronger each time you bow your heart in humility. When you admit your need for me, you rise higher in spiritual strength. When you surrender your plans to my will, you step into protection that he cannot penetrate. Could a CIA-revealed brain ritual be the quickest path to a life of luxury? Newly uncovered CIA research has exposed a powerful brainwave method that is helping ordinary people attract wealth almost immediately. This 7-second at-home ritual, verified by 4 neuroscience labs, is shifting people from debt to dream houses, cars, and trips. If you are seeing this, you are fortunate because this page might be taken down soon. Click the link in the description and comments to learn the secret before it is gone. You have wondered why your path has not been easy. You have questioned why opposition seems to recognize you so quickly. It is because light attracts attention in dark places. The enemy studies patterns, and he sees that when you speak, peace follows. When you pray, circumstances shift. When you choose faith over fear, chains weaken around you and around others connected to you. There were seasons when you felt like everything was being stripped away. Friendships changed, opportunities dissolved. Even your own confidence felt shaken. I allowed certain layers to fall so your foundation could be rebuilt on truth rather than approval. An angel disguised in human form must be rooted in identity, not applause. You carry influence that does not depend on status or titles. It shows up in conversations where your words calm storms. It shows up in decisions where your integrity guides outcomes. It shows up in silence when your mere presence brings comfort. Lucifer envies that quiet influence because it spreads without spectacle. You are not meant to compare your journey with anyone else's. Comparison clouds vision and weakens focus. Your calling is specific, detailed, and intentional. What I placed inside you cannot be duplicated, and that uniqueness makes you a threat to darkness. When you try to imitate others, you shrink your own impact. When you embrace your design, you expand it. There have been spiritual battles you felt but could not explain, sudden waves of discouragement, heavy thoughts that did not feel like your own, moments where anxiety tried to rush in without warning. Those were attempts to cloud your awareness. But notice how you always come back to clarity. That return is evidence of my covering over your mind. I have been training you to guard your thoughts carefully. What you meditate on shapes the atmosphere around you. When you focus on fear, it magnifies. When you focus on my promises, they expand. Lucifer envies your power because your agreement with truth activates blessings. Your alignment with faith releases protection. You are stepping into a season where your voice will matter more than ever. People will look to you for guidance, even if they do not openly say it. They sense steadiness in you. They sense authenticity. That authenticity comes from walking with me through valleys and not losing trust. Do not be surprised if new responsibilities come your way. Promotion in the spiritual realm often precedes visible advancement. I test hearts before I elevate positions. And your heart, though imperfect, has remained open to correction and growth. That openness keeps you teachable and strong at the same time. Lucifer envies your power because it increases through obedience. He understands hierarchy in the spiritual realm. He knows that when you align with my will, you operate under my authority. And under my authority, no weapon formed against you can prosper. Opposition may arise, but it cannot prevail. There are gifts inside you that you have only partially explored. Creativity, leadership, compassion that reaches beyond comfort zones. These are not hobbies, they are tools. I place them within you to build, to heal, to restore. When you use them selflessly, you multiply their impact. You may have noticed that certain temptations do not hold the same attraction they once did. That is growth, that is transformation. What once distracted you now feels shallow. What once intimidated you now feels manageable. You are evolving in awareness and discipline. I am calling you to guard your environment carefully. Not every voice deserves access to your heart. Not every opinion deserves space in your mind. Protect your peace as if it were sacred, because it is. Your peace is one of your strongest weapons against chaos. The envy of Lucifer intensifies when you remain calm under pressure. He expects panic, he anticipates reaction. But when you respond with patience and prayer, you dismantle his strategy. Calmness rooted in faith confuses darkness. You are not alone in this journey. I have aligned people in your life who carry wisdom and strength. Some will appear at unexpected times. Some have been near you all along. Discernment will help you recognize who is assigned to walk with you and who is passing through. As you continue forward, I want you to practice gratitude intentionally. Gratitude keeps your spirit light. It reminds you of how far you have come. It shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is already provided. In gratitude, you disarm envy and cultivate joy. Your future is not fragile. It is fortified by my promise. Even when you cannot see the full picture, trust that every step is being guided. Delay does not mean abandonment. Silence does not mean absence. I am present in ways deeper than visibility. You are learning to walk in confidence without arrogance. That balance is powerful. It allows you to stand firm without stepping on others. It allows you to lead without dominating. It allows you to shine without demanding attention. Lucifer envies your power because he sees your potential unfolding. He knows that as you grow in awareness, his influence decreases. He understands that your prayers reach places he cannot. He recognizes that your obedience unlocks doors he cannot close. Keep refining your character. Keep nurturing your relationship with me. Keep choosing integrity over impulse. Every small decision strengthens your foundation. Every faithful step reinforces your authority. You have felt the tension of living between two realities. One is visible, full of bills, conversations, responsibilities, and ordinary routines. The other is spiritual, charged with purpose, discernment, and unseen warfare. That tension is not confusion, it is awareness. You were never meant to be consumed by the surface level of life. Lucifer envies your power because you can operate in both realms. You can sit at a table and have a simple conversation while carrying spiritual authority that shifts atmospheres. You can wake up tired and still pray with conviction that breaks chains. You can feel human emotion and still choose divine response. That combination unsettles darkness. There were moments when you felt isolated, as if no one truly understood what you were carrying. That isolation was not abandonment, it was refinement. When I pull you aside from noise, I am strengthening your hearing. When I reduce distractions, I am sharpening your discernment. Solitude has shaped you more than applause ever could. Is it actually possible for a 7-second ritual to turn financial hardship into sudden prosperity? A leaked CIA-backed study introduces a short money ritual that is already changing lives. Approved by 4 neuroscience labs, it retrains your mind to pull money toward you. People who were once struggling are now living their ideal lives with luxury homes, new vehicles, and travel. But this information may not stay online. Click the description and comments now before it is permanently removed. You have been tested in restraint. There were things you could have exposed, arguments you could have won, truths you could have used to defend yourself. Yet something in you chose silence at times. That silence was not weakness. It was discipline. Power that is restrained is more dangerous to darkness than power that is reckless. The enemy studies your reactions carefully. He watches to see if pressure will push you into compromise. He tries to trigger old patterns and familiar fears. But you are not who you were. Growth has changed your response. What once made you spiral now makes you prey. You are beginning to notice how quickly I respond when you align your heart with mine. A single, sincere prayer brings peace faster than hours of overthinking. A moment of surrender restores clarity that confusion tried to steal. This responsiveness is part of your authority. Heaven answers agreement. Lucifer envies your power because he knows it increases through intimacy with me. He once had proximity to my glory, yet pride severed him from connection. You, though imperfect, return to me again and again. Each return strengthens your bond. Each act of trust deepens your access. There is a reason you feel called to encourage others, even when you are healing yourself. It is because comfort flows through you, not just to you. I have allowed you to walk through valleys so you can recognize the terrain when someone else enters it. Your empathy carries credibility. Your testimony carries weight. You must guard against minimizing yourself. Humility does not mean shrinking. It means recognizing that your strength comes from me. When you downplay your gifts out of fear of standing out, you limit what I want to release through you. Stand confidently in what I have placed inside you. You have sensed that something is shifting in your environment. Old cycles are breaking. Patterns that once repeated are losing momentum. This is not coincidence. It is breakthrough. Your obedience has reached a tipping point where resistance can no longer dominate. The envy of Lucifer intensifies when you remain consistent. Consistency in prayer, consistency in integrity, consistency in kindness. He prefers extremes and instability, but your steadiness disrupts his strategy. Stability anchored in me is a fortress. You are being called to elevate your thinking. Not in arrogance, but in awareness. Stop rehearsing limitations that no longer define you. Stop revisiting wounds that I have already healed. Your mind must align with the future I am unfolding, not the past you have outgrown. There are doors ahead that require courage to walk through, opportunities that will stretch you beyond comfort, conversations that will demand clarity and confidence. Do not mistake nervousness for unpreparedness. Growth often feels like tension before it feels like ease. Lucifer envies your power because it multiplies when shared. When you pray for someone else, you strengthen your own faith. When you celebrate another person's breakthrough, you invite your own. Generosity in spirit accelerates blessing. You are not here to live small. You are not here to hide in the background of your own life. I created you with intention and precision. Your personality, your perspective, your resilience all serve a purpose. Even your struggles have shaped you into someone capable of carrying more. I am teaching you to trust my timing without demanding immediate answers. Patience is not passive, it is active trust. It is choosing to remain aligned even when results are not visible yet. That trust deepens your roots. There will be attempts to distract you with comparison or competition. Reject them. Your path is not a race against anyone else. It is a partnership with me. Focus on obedience and let outcomes follow. You have been forgiven for what you still sometimes replay in your mind. Release it fully. Guilt that lingers after forgiveness is not from me. I correct, but I do not condemn. I restore, I do not humiliate. Lucifer envies your power because you are growing without bitterness. Many would have hardened after what you endured. Many would have turned cold, yet your heart remains soft toward me. That softness is strength. Continue cultivating discipline in small areas, discipline in speech, discipline in thought, discipline in action. These daily choices build spiritual muscle. Over time, they create unshakable character. You are being positioned for influence that feels natural, not forced. Influence rooted in authenticity lasts longer than influence built on image. Stay genuine, stay grounded, stay prayerful. Remember that you are covered even when you feel exposed. I see what others do not. I protect what others cannot. I guide what others misunderstand. Your life is not accidental, it is assigned. You are entering a stage where clarity will replace confusion in ways that feel almost sudden. What once felt foggy will begin to make sense. Pieces of your story that seem disconnected will reveal a pattern of protection and preparation. An angel disguised in human form does not wander aimlessly. Every step, even the painful ones, has been part of alignment. There were times when you thought you missed your chance. You believed opportunities had slipped away permanently. But I do not operate on panic or scarcity. What is meant for you cannot be permanently stolen. Delays may happen, detours may occur, but my design remains intact. Lucifer envies your power because he cannot undo what I have sealed over your life. He can attempt to distract, accuse, or intimidate, but he cannot